What is going on, my fellow geeks, and welcome back to Raving Geeks.
I do have a media recommendation.
I love Lord of the Rings. Superheroes, movies, a little jack of all trades, I guess.
So what makes me a geek?
What is going on, my fellow geeks, and welcome back to Raving Geeks, your weekly pop culture podcast from Central Michigan Life, where we discuss all things geek culture, which is like high culture, but better. If this is your first time joining us, make sure you follow the CM Life Instagram and Twitter pages for updates on the podcast, and to look for us wherever you find your podcasts, including YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on our website at www.cm-life.com. My name is Brendan Valentine, joining you from Ember Island this week, and I'd like to thank you all for joining me and my fellow co-hosts this week, who will introduce themselves in a second with our question of the week. This week's question is, if you were a wizard and or witch at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and you went through your training as a wizard and or witch, what do you think your default spell would be? We know Harry's is the Expelliarmus. Is that a charm?
Yeah, it's a disarming charm.
And Voldemort's is the killing curse. But what do y'all think yours would be? Mine would be I'm assuming it would be I believe it's called Confringo. That I've seen Hermione use in the does that set things on fire?
The blasting charm.
The blasting charm. Yes, that is what it is. It makes things go boom.
All right. Well, hi everyone. I'm Hope Gooderl. My spell that I would use all of the time is Accio, just because I know, like, I would be somewhere and be like, I forgot the thing, and then just, yeah. Or I'd be too lazy to move and just be like, come, remote control that's on the table that I could just stand up and grab. Just Accio remote.
Okay. Those are both good. Accio would probably be one of the best, like, hands-on, like, everyday spell, multi-purpose use. But if I wanted a signature spell, I'm like Harry Potter. I'm going against Death Eaters, and I have a spell that I hit, and it hits at the right same time, and there's a giant thing. Obviously, I'm going to go with Jelly Legs Jinx, which causes the person hits legs to turn into jelly. Not turn into jelly physically, but it makes them wobbly. The actual term is locomotor wibbly, and that's the Jelly Legs Jinx.
Dope. Well, thank you both very much. Now to get things started, we like to share some quick geek news. So what have y'all got for us this week?
Okay, I can start. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce myself, did I? Isaac Hunter here. Pleasure to be here. My geek news is that today, Dying Light 2 was released on Steam. I have not purchased it, but I have a friend that's really excited about that game, and so he's been looking forward to it all day. If you guys don't know about Dying Light, it was a video game with zombies. It was very similar to Dead Island, but you got like a grappling hook, and so you could grapple around the city and fight zombies. And Dying Light 2 has been like pushed back for a long time, and it finally dropped. My second thing is that Amazon Prime's Lord of the Rings show, The Rings of Power, released official posters today, and it's a bunch of like people's shots from like their hands and like chest area, and there's like a dwarf and an elf and all this stuff, and like you don't know anything about it, but those released and they look pretty darn cool.
Dope. Nice. Well, I have two quick pieces of geek news. So my first piece of geek news is the video game Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has officially been pushed back to 2023, which is unfortunate. But I mean, if they're going to improve, the game and the look of the game, I can't complain. However, I'm sick of game delays. I'm really looking forward to that one, and I really just hope that Gotham Knights doesn't get delayed as well, because then at least I'll have some DC video game content. to look forward to. My second piece of geek news is we are supposedly getting more information or have like a TV spot promo type thing for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness coming during the Super Bowl. So keep your eyes peeled for that, which I'm sure we'll get probably more Moon Knight stuff there as well. Um, heck, we'll probably get the. I know they've said they've released the final trailer for the Batman, but we might get a little bit more footage from for that. Um, and heck, we might even get a first look at shows like Kenobi or maybe even Mandalorian season 3. I know they've like done filming on that, but that one's a little more unlikely. Or The Boys. We might get a trailer drop for that as well. That's a popular one amongst us geek co-hosts here at Raving Geeks. So I guess my geek news is just keep an eye out for Super Bowl commercials.
All right. Well, in my geek news, fun fact, No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, it sits currently at number 4 at the domestic box office, $23 million behind Avatar. So they're pretty close to like taking over Avatar there. And Tom Holland's reaction to hearing that is so pure and just like, you need to go watch that interview. Second, for fans of the Fox series 911, there is going to be a new character introduced when the season comes back in March. It's gonna be words. The character's name is gonna be Lucy Donato, and she's gonna be played by Ariel Kebble. I know her from it's either I think it's 90210, like the second version, whichever it is. But also she was on the Vampire Diaries for a while. And she's basically described as the female version of Buck. So that's going to be really interesting. But she's not at the 118. She's at the rival firehouse, the 147. So I'm super excited for that one. Also, don't fear, Eddie is not fully gone. He is just taking a different job. So we don't have to worry about him, Ryan Guzman, fully leaving or anything. He's just not working as a fireman anymore. There, in the world that we live in today, with banned books becoming even more thanks to Tennessee banning mouse, fun news: in Boise, Idaho, a second grader self-published a 81-page graphic novel. He wrote it and he illustrated it. And it's about Christmas and time travel, and he slipped it into his library shelves in December. And there's currently like a years-long wait list at that library to rent the book, to borrow that book. And so I think that is super awesome. It's written in a red journal and is officially part of the library's catalog. So hey, we have an 8-year-old creator who's making some awesome graphic novels.
He's living the dream.
He is. Like, he's gotten published before I have. What the heck? In news, using MCU people, Anthony Mackie and then Priyanka Chopra Jonas are going to be starring in an upcoming action film together titled Ending Things. It's been likened to the 1994 action comedy True Lies, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Basically, like, they're both partners in crime, hitwoman, and Priyanka's character is trying to say, hey, I'm done being a hit woman, and also our personal relationship needs to end, but then going through the whole last mission, and does she really end things? And then going into Marvel, Dakota Johnson has been said she's going to be playing Madam Web in Sony's MCU. And S.J. Clarkson is going to direct the studio's Madam Web movie. So looking forward to more female superheroes coming out. Let's see. And then there is a new TV show that is going to be coming to Disney Plus, and it's based off of a book that actually just came out not that long ago. It says it came out January 25th. It's a LGBTQ themed sci-fi young adult series that'll be coming out based on the book The Temperature of Me and You. And it's a debut novel from public health advocate and researcher Brian Zepka. It's described as a story of first love, journey of trust and identity, and a ticking clock for survival. I tried looking to see if this book was at Target today in Mount Pleasant, and it is not, but it sounds super interesting, and I'm excited for it. And then finally, because of the Winter Olympics starting, of course, the Olympic torch has been carried through China and across the Great Wall of China. And Jackie Chan actually carried the Olympic torch across the Great Wall of China in its journey to Beijing to start the Olympics, the Winter Olympic ceremonies. So yeah, that's my geek news.
Nice. Well, thank you very much. And as you might have been able to tell from some of our geek news and some of our backgrounds, the Super Bowl is coming up. And while we normally talk about, Marvel, DC, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, anything on Disney Plus or Netflix, you can also geek out about sports. So we just wanted a quick go over, what do y'all geek out about the Super Bowl? Because it's not just about the football; it's about the whole event and everything. So first things first. Do y'all have a favorite Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, I haven't. I didn't think about that. There are
Well, if you
some.
didn't, I can go first because I
Yeah,
have
you
one
you
hands
go
down.
first.
I think it's from 2009 or 2010, but it's a Doritos commercial.
Of course
Um,
it is.
and the guy comes to like take this girl on a date, but she has a son, and she's still getting ready, so he's just sitting there with the son, and the son is playing video games, and he's got a little bowl of Doritos. He's like 9, 10 years old, something like that. So then the guy's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really excited to take your mom out," and he goes to reach for a Dorito, and the kid slaps his hand, then slaps him across the face and says, "I got two rules: you don't touch my mama, and you don't touch my Doritos." Best commercial that they've ever put out there. That's my favorite Super Bowl commercial.
I thought you were gonna say the one where like the kid, uh, like they were a certain team, he and his mom, and then the mom's boyfriend was a different team fan, and it was like the rival team, and the kid locked him out of the house and was like eating the Doritos. Because that was pretty good too. But I'll be honest, my favorite, just because it's really stupid and funny, the Mountain Dew commercial that was the whole puppy monkey baby.
Oh, I was about to say I don't know if I can find a favorite, but I can find a least favorite.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
And it's probably Puppy Monkey Baby because he kind of was terrifying.
I was laughing so hard with that one, especially when he just like hands him the Mountain Dew and it's just doing this little like dance as he walks out, and then the whole like licking the face and just going puppy, monkey, baby, and that's just the whole thing. But it's a Mountain Dew commercial. I mean, it's iconic.
Well, I'm glad their advertising campaign didn't completely go to waste.
You know?
Um, Speaking of puppies, what's totally out of my, I would say, normal things I like, but for some reason I always like them, are the Budweiser commercials with the adult Clydesdales. Mostly just because they're so wholesome. Like, I don't like beer. I'm not a beer guy. I'm not a horse guy. I don't know. They usually have trucks in them. I'm not a big truck guy, but those commercials, they tug at my heartstrings. And I was just looking through like some of the best Super Bowl commercials, and I did come across the Snickers one featuring the late great Betty White, where she's
Oh
like a football
yeah.
coach and she's like yelling at people, and they're like, "Here, coach, have a Snickers."
And then doesn't she turn back into what's his face, Bill Belichick,
I
So
think so.
Patriots coach?
I thought that's
Or
what it
I'm
was.
or I'm misremembering, but that's why I thought it was so funny.
Well, Isaac is trying to figure that out.
No, I think she just turns into a random guy.
Oh. I sent out on Facebook asking my friends if anyone saw it, like what their favorite Super Bowl commercial was, just because like everybody remembers different things. And so my one friend that I grew up next door to, he was really big into music, and his favorite commercial was the Chrysler and Bob Dylan Super Bowl commercial from 2014. And so it's roughly 2 minutes long, at least the YouTube version of it is. And it goes through a lot of different iconic scenes that you would see in like the US, so like baseball or like old gas stations with old cars or certain like highway signs. And it's using Bob Dylan music, and like there's guitar scenes and everything. Um, that was his favorite. And then my sister, and I'm not surprised by this one at all, is the Volkswagen Darth Vader commercial from 2011.
Oh
where the
yeah.
kid is dressed as Darth Vader and uses the Force to trying to turn on everything, and manages to turn on the car because remote start. So
That was it. That was a good one.
that was cute. I like the cute ones, like the I know y'all don't think Puppy Monkey Baby was cute, but it was kind of cute. But like the wholesome ones, so like the Clydesdale commercials with the puppies, or the ones with like the little kids and then their parents like sharing stuff with them. I just remember this one with the Snickers, where there was the giant hole in the earth and they were dropping the giant Snickers, and they were like, hopefully this fixes everything. And I was like, way to call out everyone.
Yeah, was it last year that they killed off Mr. Peanut and resurrected him as Baby Nut? Or was that 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 years
2
ago.
years ago.
Because it was the same year I think that Baby Yoda came out, and people were like, "Are they just jumping on the baby train?"
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then the misleading ads that it was something completely different, and they go, "Oh, it was a Tide ad."
Oh yeah.
You remember that trend where there were like 6 of them in one Super Bowl?
Or the introduction of the new Jake from State Farm commercial. When I lived in Sweeney, we had a Super Bowl party, and people from different halls came over and watched in the basement, and literally the entire basement erupted in cheers when it was a new Jake from State Farm, but then he was asking the old Jake from State Farm, did they ask you what pants you're wearing?
Mm-hmm. They finally they melded the universe together. We were excited for No Way Home, but we had it already a few years ago. Exactly. So, I guess besides commercials, usually there's things like at a Super Bowl party. Do you have something like each year? I know my dad makes like a cream cheese chili cheese dip, and that is what I look forward to at Super Bowl time. You just put a layer of cream cheese and then a layer of chili and then a layer of shredded cheese, and then you just eat it with tortilla chips. And by tortilla chips, I mean when no one's looking, I just eat it with a spoon. So, how about favorite Super Bowl food?
Oh, the food's some of the best part of the Super Bowl. I usually am not paying attention to the TV. I'm just eating food. Favorite food? I don't know. It changes every time. I feel like for me in my experience, I am a fan of chili, especially white chicken chili. Something about white chicken chili just makes it so good. As well as walking tacos.
Oh yeah,
Really,
I love tacos.
You're just sitting tacos because you're. But I don't know. Tacos are 10 times more better for me if they're in a bag with Fritos or other things.
I was gonna say, now what do you make your walking tacos with? Is it Fritos? Is it Doritos that are nacho cheese, or the Cool Ranch? Like, what do you use?
I'm a Frito guy. I'm not gonna lie. I love Doritos.
I use salt and vinegar chips. That is joking.
I don't believe you.
Good, because I'm lying.
I was like,
I was trying to think like what would be the worst flavor of chip to do that with. Originally, I was going to be like Takis, but that actually sounds really good, and now I want to do it.
It's just pretzels.
When Lay's came out with the cheesy garlic bread chips flavored chips.
Ooh.
They were good chips, but like I don't think that would go well with
I don't know.
Combos.
That sounds good with sour cream and meat.
I don't know.
I mean, cheesy garlic bread goes well with like almost anything, to be
Yeah.
honest.
This is true.
Um,
But as far as what I also am a fan of the walking tacos, although I typically use nacho cheese Doritos instead. But I will use Fritos on occasion because like it's just the flavor is different just slightly and it's just, you know. But we also tend to just do appetizers in my family where we'll make like the mini pigs in a blanket,
Many pigs in a
mozzarella
blanket.
sticks, or they're called spinach Florentine.
oh,
Florentine.
the little
Quarantine?
quiches.
Well, no, they're crescent rolls, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
the feta, spinach, and bacon.
hmm
Mm.
Yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
I thought just pigs in a blanket were the mini hot dogs with the crescent roll around them. Are you telling me people do it with regular hot dogs and full size crescent rolls?
Yes.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I shall
And
be doing that.
if you
Mini
want to
pigs in a
make
blanket.
mummy dogs using the spiral
hmm
crescent roll dough is a lot better to make mummy dogs than like the regular triangle shaped crescent rolls. So, but yeah, like using the little sausage things to make the mini pigs in a blanket.
Nice. Is there anything else y'all geek out about around the time of the Super Bowl?
Sometimes halftime show. Depends on the performers. But
I am
like
so excited for this year's halftime show.
I don't listen to a lot of their music this year.
I
This
grew
year's
up on all
halftime
their
show.
music.
Now, for someone who might not be aware of who is playing the halftime show, why don't you tell the audience?
So if you are at all a rap fan, and I don't mean this modern garbage that they call rap, I mean real rap. Not real rap because people, sorry, I mean coming on a little strong. Like there's good music coming out today, but like the stuff I grew up on and the stuff that I listen to is all in there. Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar are all performing at the halftime show, and it's going to be
Ooh.
awesome because they're all great performers.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Hey, you know what's not going to happen this year? Brady making a phone call to the halftime performers if he's losing to be like, hey, knock the power out so like my team can get in gear to beat this other team. Because that definitely never happened before whatsoever.
I don't think Tom Brady cheats. I think he's just the worst. Um, I hope he retires. I'm going to
He
say that
did.
publicly.
He
It was official?
Yeah, he made a statement saying that he retired because then a bunch of things came out that was like, oh, people are overlooking the picture he used to retire, and like Bill Belichick came out, it was made some comments about Brady, and yeah, I think oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes made a comment about Tom Brady being the GOAT, and I was just like, keep scrolling because he's not the GOAT, but okay.
Who do you think the GOAT is?
Whoever's having fun.
Yeah, kind of. I will say I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT, if that's what you're trying to get me to say.
Oh no, I would. I also
Okay.
wouldn't disagree with you though, if you did.
Yeah. I mean, he's good, but like also, I don't know. It depends on each year, honestly. It depends. But
Greatest quarterback of all time? Like Tom Brady's definitely in the running. I just don't like Tom Brady. So that's always like colored it for me, and I prefer Aaron Rodgers until this year. I do not like his long hair.
you know why he had long hair though, right?
No.
It was for a Halloween costume with his dog, where he was being Keanu Reeves in The Matrix or something like that. And then he
Why
just
would-
never cut
Wait,
it after.
if it was with his
With
dog,
a
why
dog,
wouldn't he be
was it John Wick?
John Wick?
John Wick, there you go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it doesn't. He'd have to have short hair if he's gonna be Neo. But yeah,
Keanu Reeves was something.
I've been a fan of Aaron Rodgers as a. But Big Ben also retired this year too.
Yeah. that was surprising for me because I've grown up with Ben Roethlisberger being quarterback of the Steelers, like, and it's like
Mhm.
seeing Drew Brees being a reporter now instead of a quarterback. I'm like, wait, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be on the field.
I went through the same thing with the Red Wings. Now that Iserman is coaching, I was like, that's not right. You should be on the ice.
What are you doing?
So I always thought that was funny. But yeah, all right. Now, last question before we get into our what I think is going to be one of the best moments in Raving Geeks history. Who are y'all rooting for in the Super Bowl this year? Bengals or Rams?
Bengals. Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Here's the thing. I don't dislike either team, and I'm happy if either win. But Isaac, before I go, because Hope knows
You
who
go
I'm gonna pick.
first.
No, Hope knows who I'm gonna pick.
He's gonna pick the sellout.
The sellout? What do you mean sellout?
Listen, I just hope that they both have fun.
All right. Well,
but I guess I'll root for yeah, whatever.
You'll root for who?
I don't know. The Rams.
Why?
I like their colors.
Cool. So I'm rooting for the Rams because Matthew Stafford deserves a Super Bowl win, and their defensive line is going to tear Joe Burrow apart. Did you see how they played the past 2 games?
Yep. And I also know that Joe Burrow has been talking with his O-line going, listen, guys, I don't need another surgery and more scars in my second year.
Joe Burrow's and the Bengals, big come from behind. I've been very excited, and it's been very fun to watch them play. And if they were going up against anyone except the Lions' former quarterback, who's never had a winning record except for maybe 1 year in his entire career, and now after 1 year of going to another team is in the Super Bowl, I have to. I cannot root against the Rams. But if they lose, it's not the end of the world.
What's sad about Lions fans?
What?
Is that you have to live vicariously through another team to win a Super Bowl.
You know what's sad about Packers fans? You can't win a Super Bowl, but you can get there. Also, you all live in the
still have more appearances and wins than the Lions.
Yeah, but we keep it interesting.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. At least the city we play in is on the map. Where the heck is Green Bay?
Across Lake Michigan?
Yeah.
Covered in snow currently.
Covered in snow and cheese, and that's about it. Yeah.
Hey,
sorry, I don't hate the Packers. If I'm gonna root for someone, that's not the Lions. It might be the Packers. Packers or Chiefs. But yeah, alrighty. Well, we have something very exciting, in my opinion, planned for the next part of the podcast. So I'm going to explain the rules real quick. If any of you have done fantasy football in the past, at the beginning of the season there's a draft, and when you draft, you have a certain set of positions, and then you go through those positions and you go and depends on how you draft, but everyone takes their turn and they pick players, and then you develop a team, and each week as you play, however well your players do gain you points, and if in a one-on-one matchup your player has performed better than the other team's players, you win that week, and it's like you won the football game. So we decided to do that here on Raving Geeks, but with different fictional characters from fandoms that we enjoy. So what we'll be doing is we'll be doing a snake draft, which means that whoever goes first in the first round will go third in the second round, and vice versa. And the positions we will be filling, we took some liberties from the normal fantasy football lineup, but we need a quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end. We're gonna give ourselves a flex position, an offensive line, a defensive line, a kicker, and a coach. So some caveats in here. The flex, you can only pick 1 character from any fandom, except for the flex can overlap with anyone else. That is allowed. So if someone takes your person and you need and you're like, oh, I needed a running back or something like that, your flex is open to double up. It doesn't matter if that fandom has already been taken on your team. The offensive line and defensive line need to be like characters that there can be multiple of. So, for example, the clones from Star Wars, there are many clones. Therefore, they could be your offensive line. You have an offensive line of clones or a defensive line of clones, something like that. And we cannot double up on characters. So, for example, I picked Batman for one of my positions. Isaac and Hope could not pick Batman for any of their positions. But they can pick other DC characters, so we don't have to have 30 different fandoms. So I believe that is all of the rules that we covered. So before we start, we need to pick our order. Alrighty, now I have this little white piece from my Apple Pencil. I'm going to either put it in one of my hands or leave it on the table. Isaac, you will first pick whether it's in right, left, or on the table, and Hope, you will then pick the other one, and then I will be stuck with the third one. And then whoever gets it correct gets to pick if they go first. And then if it's in a hand, and was one second, I've confused myself. But if it was in a hand and you picked the other hand, you get to go second. But if it was on the table and you picked a hand, oh wait, because if it was on the table, whoever got it first, that doesn't work. Oh well, we'll figure it out. We'll just do it again. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it in one of my hands or on the table. All righty. Isaac, right hand, left hand, or table?
Table.
Table. All right. Hope, right hand or left hand?
Left hand.
Left hand. All right. So I have right hand, which is this hand. So I'll start. I did not get it. Let's check the left hand. Hope, you got it. So you
Way to
get to go
Hope.
first. All right. Isaac, I'm going to put it in one of my hands. If you get it correct, you get to go second. All righty. Right hand or left hand?
Left hand.
So Isaac goes third, but then first in the second round.
What position are we choosing first?
Oh, you get to. Oh, sorry, I didn't cover that.
Yeah.
So you get to choose whatever position, and we just keep going until all of our teams are filled. So, like for example, like if I picked Batman but wanted Batman like as a wide receiver, you could have him as a running back. You just if I pick him, you can't have him. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter what position he's in, he's out. But you can have any character at any position. It's just you kind of have to justify why you want them there.
Okay.
Like if you can give
All
an
right.
explanation. So drum roll, please. Hope. What
All right.
is your first pick?
For quarterback, I'm choosing Ginny Weasley from Harry Potter.
Oh,
Interesting.
good choice.
Why
good
Ginny?
choice.
Because she has to deal with her six brothers, two of which are twins who own a magic joke shop. And she also is able to control the Gryffindor Quidditch team a lot better than the Captain Harry Potter. So I feel like she'd be able to like handle a bunch of random people trying to come together and do one thing.
Nice. Oh, something I forgot to mention. So your characters can come onto the field with anything that they could easily just carry with them, like and not interfere with them playing football. So Ginny would have her wand and be able to use magic. Because that's something that she could.
What about a broom?
I was gonna say she could use her broom too.
In
Are there
theory.
rules about staying on the ground?
No, I'm leaving it up like they just can't fly out of bounds. Is what I'm saying is what I'd say. Alrighty, so I guess that leaves it up to me. So I'm also picking my quarterback first, and from the Watchmen universe, I'm
Ooh.
picking Dr. Manhattan, because he can literally see the future and will be able to predict where his running backs and wide receivers will go, as well as the decisions the defense will make. So he'll be a great on-field controller, maybe a little apathetic about how the game goes, but if he knows he has to get a job done, he'll probably get the job done. So it's a risk I'm willing to take to literally win every game.
And a question: if they don't like think of what they're going to do, like the plan ahead of time, and just do something, will he be able to see it?
Yes. Well, he can predict probabilities, so he'll find
Okay.
the one that's
Yeah,
most
but
likely.
what if he gets it in his head that football is meaningless? I'm not saying it is.
That
I'm
is the
saying
risk
Dr. Manhattan might.
no, that is the risk I'm willing to take. I have to go into every game, like with convincing him that this is worth doing.
That you can't just disintegrate people.
No, and
As
also
much
I'm
as
gonna
it make it easier.
yeah, and I guess in theory he could also just keep teleporting to the end zone, but I have a feeling that he wouldn't do that because if he's playing, I think he respects the integrity of the game and would still play the game. But also, like, how the heck are you gonna sack Dr. Manhattan?
That's fair. He was definitely
Already.
like on my list of potential people.
Which
All
is
right.
fine.
My quarterback, I'm gonna do the man, the Green Man himself, Master Chief,
Oh,
from the
dope.
Halo
Good choice.
franchise. Obviously, genetically modified super soldier. They are programmed to be able to think faster than the average human, and then they're faster and stronger. And as if you played those games, you know that he can lob a grenade pretty darn far and pretty darn accurately. That was my initial thought.
Football is a
like,
grenade.
yeah, I was like, who's really good at throwing things? And I was like, Master Chief. Plus, I think he'd be a good QB, like giving orders and stuff.
Makes sense. Alrighty, well, Isaac, you get to pick again.
Ooh, okay. What should I? Okay. I will start with my flex.
Interesting.
I wanted to pick someone that would be able to do a lot of things and be the man or woman that he needs to be in any particular moment. So I picked the genie from Disney's Aladdin.
Oh, nice.
Who can be anyone that he wants to be, but
now which genie? Are we going with animated Robin Williams?
Oh yeah, Robin Williams,
or
hands down.
Will Smith? Okay.
No, yeah, Robin Williams.
Just gotta check.
Alrighty, I think that means it's my turn. And then I'm going to pick a wide receiver. And from the Marvel universe, I'm going with Spider-Man. So Spidey's pretty quick. He's got those Spidey senses, so he'll be able to nab balls like that. And even if they're a little bit out of his reach, he's got that web, so he can just thwip and bring that in. So I'm sticking with Spidey as my wide receiver number one.
Okay. I'm gonna go with another position. My tight end. I'm choosing Bucky Barnes.
Ooh, yeah.
As my tight end. I feel like his metal arm would be really good for stiff arming people. Like is it Derrick Henry, who like all the videos are made of him stiff arming people. Yeah. And also just like, being a super soldier, he's got the serum, can go really fast. He's able to just chase down a freaking bus and trucks and yeah. And he's pretty durable because he fell out of the airplane and hit the ground and didn't die. So yeah.
Alrighty. Hope, you get to go again.
Okay. Let's see. I will choose my defensive line, and I'm gonna go with the experiments from Stitch. So the entire experiment family.
That is a very creative choice, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So like, if
they are all individually named, but I'll give it to you.
Yeah. But like, this does not include Stitch, Experiment 625, or Leroy.
It doesn't include Stitch, Leroy, Angel, or Ruben.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I agree.
But it includes the rest of them because most of them are just known by their numbers and
I
don't
hope you
have
get the one that's
name.
just a stoplight.
That'd be really fun because just standing in front of someone, in front of the running back.
You can't go if it's on stop, so it's the best defense.
All right.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, I think that's me, and the team managed by Brendan Valentine selects in the third round of the Raving Geeks draft for the position of tight end, Kratos from the God of War series.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good one.
Kratos has absorbed the powers of all of the gods, and has, tight end usually doesn't have to run that far. And like Kratos, while he is quick and agile, is not necessarily known for his speed, but he's known for his power. And I feel like he's got the ability to like catch and play defense when he needs to. But when he's really got to, break through, get those last 2-3 yards, he's going to push through any defensive line, at least for a while, because he's a fighter to the very end.
Yeah. Are we talking about like younger Kratos or like God of War?
We're talking Father Kratos.
Father Kratos, older with the beard. Okay.
Yes, older with the beard, because he's got the experience.
Yes,
but he's still got the power. Like he can take down the Norse gods in that form. So
yeah.
Alrighty,
but
Isaac.
if it's my Kratos, I could defeat everyone except for that last Valkyrie. It's the only thing I have left to do, and I couldn't do it. Okay. So I should probably pick people that I think you guys might pick, right? Because if I say it first, then it's you guys can't do it. Okay. For my first running back, I picked Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yo, he was on my list. My list.
I did a bunch of research to find out if he or Shadow was faster, and it's Sonic. Because I was gonna do Shadow, but I did Sonic.
Interesting choice as running back, though.
Yeah, I have reasons, and for all these people, and his just says gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. That makes I would have thought if I was going to pick Sonic, he would have been in wide receiver because then he can get out there and get open. But also, Sonic is known for dropping his chili dogs fairly often. If you played the games on the Wii, so I guess that probably isn't a good sign for wide receiver. So I respect the running back choice.
Thank you.
Alrighty, Isaac. Position 4.
Position 4. Okay. I might as well do running back number 2. I picked Metro Man from Megamind.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So Megamind. What franchise are we pulling that under? Is that the whole Paramount group of stuff, or is it just like the Megamind universe?
It can be all of Paramount or Megamind. I don't know.
I kind of did a lot of with Disney animated movies, they were just their own individual unless they had a crossover with something.
For Disney? Okay, see, I put all Disney animated movies under one roof.
I did not.
Ooh, we have to pick that. We have to decide right now before we go any further. Because I say Disney and Pixar are different. And then DreamWorks would be a whole separate one. And I'd say
but Hope's got a Disney TV show, so that's different than movies.
It is.
Are there examples of other characters that you may not be using that you would consider different under Disney?
The 7 dwarves from Snow White.
She has those as her entire all 7 people. No.
I was gonna say if you had them as the offensive or defensive line, that would be separate from Lilo and Stitch, because it's also 2 different time
I'd allow that because the Lilo and Stitch that she pulled up was specifically on Disney Channel, and we all know that Disney Channel is different from Disney movies. If she picked another Stitch from a different Stitch movie, I wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
Tread lightly, Hope.
She's got 5 more Disney characters.
Listen, I have...
Well, with your flex, you can overlap one.
No, I have one other character who is on my list, who is under the Disney umbrella, but is Disney Channel original movie.
Okay, then I will give that to you.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
I will give that to you. That is fair.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So running back number 2, I picked Metro Man. He was actually one of my later picks, and I just realized that I could really put him anywhere because he has almost all the powers of Superman, no weaknesses, and he's so fast that he stops time, and in that amount, it wasn't going slowly. He stopped time. He went and read a few books. He went on walks around the world, and then he was okay, I know what I'm gonna do with my life. Plus, I mean, he could just barrel through anyone too. So Metro Man. Hero of Metro City.
hero of Metro City. Alrighty. Well, I think that leaves it to me then.
Wait, no,
So
I think Hope goes next, and then you go so that you can go two times in a row, right?
no,
Yeah.
because it's just a snake, so it goes like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
But you haven't gone 3-1 yet.
But you're
Yeah.
3, and you just win again. I've
Okay.
been keeping track on here.
Okay.
So, it's me. Okay. For my running back, I am picking Goku from the Dragon Ball
Oh,
series.
yeah.
Like specifically Ultra Instinct Goku, if that's possible. But if not, Super Saiyan Blue Goku is just fine. I'm picking Goku because Goku all around, pretty great muscle and speed. So I feel like he could break through any defensive line. He's also, goofy and fun and like is a great like uh, energy to have to the team. And then once we get into, the real moment, he can sober up and be real serious and really get us that dub. So Goku as running back.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, Hope.
Let's see. Who would? No, we're going with kicker next because I feel like kickers don't get enough
Love.
yeah, thank you. Love. Not the word I was thinking of, but the word that means the same thing as what I was thinking of. So Keithy Fetter from Grown Ups 2, Cameron Boyce's character, who was Adam Sandler's son. And I'm picking him as the kicker because in one of the movies, I think it was the second one, he was really good at kicking and like was able to get to like the 50-yard line. And even though the coach was like, "Oh, he's done for, like he's never playing again after Adam Sandler's character broke his leg by smashing him into the ground," I think that he would come back stronger and better, like Joe Burrow. But yeah, so that is my kicker.
Nice.
All right.
Hope. You do get to go again.
Yeah, it's me again. All right, for my flex, I'm going with Spencer James from All American. All American is a Netflix / CW show about the fictional world / based on real life events of a football player. And Spencer James is said football player, and he's amazing and gets recruited to Beverly Hills High School and then goes back to Crenshaw. And yeah, so he's already a football player. He's a wide receiver, and he can also do defense, which is why he's good in flex. So
Nice. Alrighty, I think that's back to me. Oh, I know. My other wide receiver. So I am going with one of my favorite villains of all time, and that is Zahir from the Avatar: The Last Airbender series.
Yes.
And I picked Zahir as a wide
Good
receiver because
choice.
Zahir can fly. So he's getting all he's gonna get up there, he's gonna grab the ball, fly right over the end zone, no problem. And plus like he's kind of ruthless, so like hopefully we won't get too many penalties from his end. Unsportsmanlike conduct, for example. But I think that's a risk I'm willing to take for a guy that can literally fly.
He just starts putting the circles of air around people's head.
He just suffocates everyone. Yeah.
No, that's a good one. I was wondering why you had Avatar behind you.
I had a couple characters from Avatar that I think would be awesome football players, but
yeah.
You can only choose one.
Heck, I'd have Sokka as a QB.
That's who I put as my QB. If I had to make an Avatar: The Last Airbender QB,
Although
I'd
if the
pick
football
Sokka.
comes back, I don't. Am I next, right?
Yes.
All right. So I will likewise talk about my background. For those listening at home, I have a background from Warhammer 40K of some Space Marines. And I chose my defensive line are the Imperial Fists Space Marine chapter. And if you don't know about them, they are genetically modified super soldiers, even more so than Spartans. They're like 10 feet tall. Actually, the picture has Primarises, so they might be even taller. I don't know. They're super fast, super strong. They can live for hundreds of years. But the Imperial Fists specifically, like every single chapter is like a niche. Like they're all good at something certain. They are specifically good at defense. I mean, it's more like military defense and like digging and like defending a spot. But I like the idea that it also counts for football.
Nice.
You get to go again, Isaac. Or was
Do I really?
Yeah.
All
Yes, you
right.
do.
Wide receiver number 1, Jake the dog from Adventure Time.
Yo.
Obviously stretchy powers, and then he can also make himself grow. Like it doesn't make sense logically, but it never does with these people. I think that would be really good for catching footballs and also like bobbing and weaving and also being like resistant to getting tackled.
Nice. Oh,
You could
real
even
quick, I
transform.
forgot to write your last one down. Which position were they in?
Me?
Yes.
Jake the dog was wide receiver. The Imperial Fists were defensive line.
Okay, I thought they were offensive line.
No, they're defense. Although the best defense is the best offense for them. But
Nice. Alrighty. Well, that means it's me next, and I'm gonna go with my offensive line, and I am picking the Pokemon Gudra and just a bunch of them. Um, and you might think that's a weird choice, but I had to, do a little bit of a finagling here because I had to find a Pokemon that had a really high defense and special defense. Because if Gudra's protecting my quarterback, and I have an army of Gudra, I had to pick a Pokemon that was not legendary because if they're legendary, there's only one, and I can't have multiple.
you don't want a bunch
But
of
with
Shuckle?
Okay, I thought about that because Shuckle has the highest like defense and special defense, but who the heck is going to be intimidated by a bunch of Shuckle?
You're right. He's like,
And like I don't know if Shuckle could actually play football, and that was the problem. Is like all of the really high like defense, special defense Pokemon, I don't actually think could play like football. I was like, oh, Snorlax doesn't have that high of defense and special defense. Blissey doesn't have that high of defense and special defense. So I needed something with a good combo, and Gudra was the one that I found. And also, they're not that slow. It's kind of like some of the other like Pokemon that have high defense and special defense
yeah.
don't have a high speed stat. But Gudra, relatively fast, pretty strong, protected my quarterback all day long.
My backup flex was Mew because he could be anything. So
I just put all the legendaries and like, well, like if I'm missing something and I haven't picked a Pokemon yet.
There it is. Like Airbud, you can just do one of the beasts.
You said Airbud, and I immediately thought Airbud World Pup, the Golden Retrievers movie. And he technically can play football.
That's why I
first
said
movie.
Airbud. Yeah. All right. Hope?
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna say my offensive line is the Knights of Camelot. The Knights of the Round Table. From Merlin.
I was saying, are you sure it's not the ones from Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I think that would be a better choice.
No. We're going with Merlin. So like, and I'm gonna say after Lancelot, because Lancelot's only a knight for like all of 2 days before he gets killed in Merlin. But you've got oh my gosh, and I'm blanking on his name, but I can think of the actor who plays him, Tom Hopper. Percival, that's who it is. Percival, big and strong. Like you need big and strong for the offensive line. Plus, you've got for the Knights of Camelot, they're gonna protect their king or their quarterback. So they're gonna be really protective. So yeah, that's my offensive line.
That's good.
Nice. All right, Hope you.
Starting the next round, I am going to go with. Let's see. I'm gonna say my first running back is Jay from Descendants. So in the first movie, he plays. I don't remember what the game is called. In Descendants in the first movie. But basically he is able to like run really fast. He runs through all of his teammates during practice, leaves them completely injured on the field. Even poor Carlos, but then again, Carlos in the first movie was very like shy and timid and but yeah, and then in the second movie, he is into fencing and he's also from the Isle of the Lost, which means that he's really good at being like, really good at running away after stealing things. So like he can push through crowds or like find the holes that he can squeeze through. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who plays Jay?
Boo Boo Stewart.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say because if you pick someone that played that Cameron Boyce play, because I don't know the character's names again.
Carlos.
Yeah,
Carlos is who was played by Cameron Boyce.
I was like, that would be a weird team. He's like, hey, we look exactly the same. Alrighty, and then I think that leaves Isaac and I have 5 left, and Hope has 4 left. I think. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, alrighty. So now my next choice, I'm going with my next running back, and I'm going with Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Also
Yeah.
has the power of many of the Greek gods, similar to my tight end Kratos. But I feel like Cassandra is a little more agile, a little more like better. Like she can like push through that defensive line pretty quickly, pretty easily with the ball, but like is more likely to like have that like protective nature over the ball to get it further because she's a little more like quick on her feet than I feel Kratos is. While Kratos is never going to fumble, but Cassandra is going to get us those first downs.
That's fair.
Isaac.
Okay. I will just go with my second wide receiver. I picked Nightcrawler from X-Men.
Ooh, good choice.
Wait, which X-Men? When he's young in the new X-Men, like James McAvoy or Patrick Stewart?
To be honest, it would have been Patrick Stewart, but I was thinking about the comics.
See, when I was thinking of superheroes like DC and Marvel stuff, I was thinking there's like Earth 1 or Earth 616 comic counterparts.
So I picked Nightcrawler, not only because he can teleport, which would be really useful, but he's also extremely acrobatic. I mean, he's like an acrobat. He's got another prehensile limb that could probably catch the ball, his tail. And I think, I just think it'd be hard to get him. And every time he bamps, it smells like rotten eggs. And I think that would really throw the other team for a loss.
Yeah, definitely would throw him off. Nice.
Like the Cincinnati Bengals locker rooms after their last 2 wins between sweaty men and cigars.
Exactly.
I don't know. That sounds like a good time to me, Hope, especially for my nostrils.
All right, me again?
Yes.
All right. Well, I just want to say that I had another X-Men in backup as a running back, and it would have been Kitty Pryde. And I just think that would have been so cool because she could just run through everyone. All right. I'll do my tight end. I chose, it was kind of a spur of the moment, but I picked Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes.
Oh, dope. Good choice.
We all know him. He can spin, and he is pretty aggressive.
I love Taz.
Yeah, no, that's a good choice for tight end. Definitely fits.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I think that's me next then. And I am going to draft my kicker. I'm going to draft the T-2000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Hey.
So for like kicker, I need someone that's not going to get intimidated under pressure if we really need that last minute field goal or extra attempt. Someone whose kicks aren't going to get batted down easily, and someone who can really calculate the distance, an angle that we really got to kick that ball at. And who better than the walking computer himself? Not Arnold. Arnold's too big to be a kicker. I need the T-2000, the villain from Terminator 2.
Yeah. All right. I had some Terminators in my backups.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Hope?
All right. I'm going with my second running back, and I'm choosing Dorn from Bad Boys for Life. Dorn was played by Alexander Ludwig, who was also in Vikings. But Alexander Ludwig and Dorn are both very big men and super strong, so they'd be able to just push through the giant huddle of men that always seems to happen with running back plays. Is just let's just have everybody squish together and try and shoot the running back through it. You're supposed to make the hole for them to run through it. But anyways, so yeah, I'm choosing Dorn because also he would not be good for defense or anything, because he needs therapy at the end of Bad Boys for Life after killing some bad guys. So Dorn is a sweetheart who's going in my running back position. Now, to start off our next round of draft picks, I'm gonna pick my coach next. And this is gonna be a throwback character. I don't remember, I just looked up the movie and the character's name, and I don't remember what year it came out. But Joe Kingman from The Game Plan with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
And yes, Joe Kingman was...
He's allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah, and his daughter is allergic to peanuts. And so he is a football player in the game, so he knows how to play the game and like what to do and everything. But in the game plan, he also has to learn how to have a daughter in his life and like how to actually be someone who's not super self-absorbed, which means that he'd be really good at getting people to work together, and knowing the game plans and which plays would be best. That is my draft pick for my coach.
Good choices.
Alrighty. So if I'm looking at this right, Hope, you still need 2 wide receivers.
Yep.
I still need my flex, my defensive line, and my coach. And Isaac, you still need your offensive line, your kicker, and your coach.
Correct.
Correct. Alrighty, cool. Well, then I'll just I think I'm going to get my flex out of the way. And actually, I'm not using the part of my flex where I can double up on franchises, but I'm putting my flex, I'm putting, since no one's picked him yet, Superman. Because I don't have a DC character yet. So I already have Dr. Manhattan as quarterback, and originally Superman was my original quarterback pick, but then I was like, no, Dr. Manhattan. But like, if I need someone to fill in at any position in the field that I know can do it, it's going to be Superman. If I know someone, that can take the lead if need be, if, Dr. Manhattan's acting out that day, it's going to be Superman. He can lead and he can follow. He's a good part of the team and a good leader as well. So Superman as my flex.
Right.
I had done Kara, Supergirl for my backup QB because I thought she was better than Superman at like working together with people, because she's had to deal with more adversity than he has, being female versus male. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I would have picked the Power Girl version of Kara. Right? Or is it Ultra Girl?
It's Power Girl.
From the alternate world. Okay. So am I next?
Yes.
Okay. My offensive line. I thought about it for a little bit. I originally had the Iron Legion from Avengers and also the end of Iron Man 2 or 3. But then I switched to the Ultron Legion because they were more upgraded. Of course, they can fly, and I like the idea that they all have like a hive mind, because I think that would really help in like analyzing and then being able to like convey information to each other. And they all have like, mechanical super strength and stuff. So
nice.
The Ultron Legion from Age of Ultron.
Nice. Heck, you could just say Ultron, because like you have all of the Ultron. But that's a dope choice.
But we're ignoring the main Ultron though.
Yeah, no, but he's like multiple people. Like main Ultron, the main Ultron body, but he is just one mind. So yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Isaac.
Okay.
Kicker or coach?
I'm gonna go kicker. This is the one I'm most proud of. My kicker is the Toa Nuva version of Pohatu from Bionicles. You can see him in action in Bionicle's Mask of Light. That is when he is a Toa Nuva.
Yo, that is such a creative choice.
So in case you don't know Bohatu, he's the Toa of ground. There's also Toa of, well, he's a Toa of earth. No, there's Toa of ground and he's Toa of earth, or Toa of rock. I don't know, Toa of stone. So yeah,
This is from what?
Bionicles.
Which is what?
Lego.
Okay, thank you.
It's technically Lego, but this is I'm thinking from the movies. So as Toa Nuva, which is the second generation of Toa, they're like stronger and better and stuff. He's got enhanced powers over stone. That might not help. But he's like the only one that has like enhancements on his feet that are like a giant thing on the front, like basically a steel toe. And so he can kick stuff because he like kicks boulders. Like that's his whole gig, is he kicks boulders. The mask he has is the Kakama Nuva, which is the Nuva Mask of Speed, which allows the user to travel at amazing speeds with enhanced reflexes and ability to pass through objects. He could really be anywhere on this team because he's just a champ. So he's my kicker, and I think he would do a good job.
Nice. Alrighty. All right, and then I think it's me. So I still have. Oh, I'm proud of this one too. So my defensive line, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick a creature from Harry Potter and just get a bunch of those. So I narrowed it down to two. My backup was giants, but I didn't pick giants because while I think they'd be good at getting the quarterback and maybe like swatting balls out of the air, like they'd be pretty easy to dodge. Like you can get around them if you're quick. So I actually picked an army of Acromantula, like Aragog.
No.
Army of Basilisks.
That'd be well, we only know one basilisk. I needed to think of something where we know that there's multiple.
Yeah, you're right though. Acromantulas are terrifying.
All of Hagrid's spiders, I'm gonna terrify your quarterback, and then also like there's no way that your like wide receivers and running backs are gonna want to be guarded by my guys at all. So
okay, here's the other thing: you have to teach your Acromantulas not to eat people.
No, that's the fun part. You have to survive my offensive or my defensive line.
No.
Goodbye. Well, because originally my tight end was Hagrid, and then I was like, wait, no, Kratos. But
just if you feed them all beforehand, they probably won't be.
Yeah, they'll be good. I mean, if I can control Dr. Manhattan, I can control a couple crazy spiders. That's my goal. Alrighty, Hope, your wide receivers, please.
So my first wide receiver is Reggie Mantle from Riverdale, and using the second actor who played him, Charles Melton, for two reasons. One, Reggie Mantle is a football player in the show as well, and I believe he is a wide receiver. And two, Charles Melton was on the Kansas State University football team, so like I get more football. Yeah. And then my second wide receiver to start off our final round of draft picks this evening is JJ Maybank from Outer Banks.
Oh, nice.
He does a lot of running, but he's also like right there when you need him, and he's been pretty good at catching stuff so far in the show. So yeah, those are my two wide receivers.
A lot of humans, Hope.
It is a lot of humans, but
a lot of humans. I think I have maybe one like actual like human on my team, and they have superpowers. Because I would not consider Dr. Manhattan human anymore.
Listen, I knew all y'all were gonna go with non-humans or like superpowered people.
Why
so I
wouldn't
was
you?
like,
Then you're
how
gonna
do
win.
I make sure that I have the people that I want?
Nightcrawler.
Then you just have
humans.
Yeah. Well, okay. So my last one, you might have noticed I have not put anyone from Star Wars on my picks yet. That is because I saved the best for last. I'm having Master Yoda as my coach. He has trained generations of Jedi, which are powerful warriors or peacekeepers. But like he knows how to keep like people together in a unit, knows how to bring out like the best in them without having them succumb to their darker sides. So except for a few here or there. So yeah, Master Yoda is my coach. Isaac, your last position, please.
Okay, so there are a few I had in mind for coach that I went through. My first thought was Batman, and then I thought Brendan's probably going to do Batman, and so I pushed that away.
I didn't do Batman. He was my backup coach.
I thought about Optimus Prime just because I'd follow that man anywhere. But ultimately, I did think about Bugs Bunny, but I already had Tasmanian Devil. Bugs Bunny's was my backup quarterback because I thought it'd be hilarious, especially if you did one of like the fake outs. Um, but my coach is going to be Sherlock Holmes, especially if he does that thing that Robert Downey Jr. does, where he like analyzes everything really quick.
I was gonna say, which version of Sherlock Holmes are you going with? Because there are lots.
A little bit of everything.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
But I like the visual of when Robert Downey Jr. is like, he notices everything and then he like executes the plan.
Nice.
Nice.
Alrighty, well, we are running out of time here on Raving Geeks, so for our last part of the episode, we are going to rapid fire our recommendations. Personally, for me, I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. That has been my thing. Really, really looking forward to that. Also, if you haven't done one in a while, do a puzzle. I've been doing a puzzle, so go for it. Hope, recommendations.
Next Level Chef. Gordon Ramsay cooking show. He's not screaming at anybody, at least not yet, because they're actually mentoring the people too, as they're trying to become better chefs.
Nice.
All right. Legends of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime. That's pretty awesome. I watched the first 3 episodes are out, and then I got Portal and Portal 2 the other day. They're on sale on Steam, and I've
So
been
much
playing
fun.
Portal 2, and it's great.
Great games. Alrighty, well, everyone, that's all we have for you today. I hope you liked our choices for our fandom, football teams, and the draft. Let us know in the comments who you would pick for what position, what you thought of our picks. You can always reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter at Raving Geeks, as well as our TikTok. And as always, I've been Brendan Valentine, along with my fellow co-hosts.
Hope Gooderl.
And I have been Isaac Hunter.
Stay geeky and have a great week, everyone. So long.